Hi, it's Stephen Becker, and we're back from Stereo Speakers Refurbished of Georgia. We're going to go in a little bit today of explaining the repair process we use to help you guys with Kenner's Give a Show projector. This is really old. This is 1964, 1965, 66, 67, 68, and then Kenner came along with the color movie projector that was Easy Show. I had the original black and white movie projector when I was really young. I was 5 years old. But anyways, we received this box. It's mint condition from a seller on eBay, Amazon, and it's unbelievable the condition of this box, how it doesn't have any rips or tears or anything. So what we're going to do is, when we got it, we've had it for a while and we haven't been able to find all the pieces inside it that make it work. So what we're going to talk about is the Easy Show, and we're going to talk about how does a person improvise when parts are old and they're missing something. And we're going to talk today about the main projector. And what we did is we took this projector apart, and for a long time we've been working on different things like getting all these parts together. There's little pins inside the Easy Show projector. This runs on batteries, made by Kenner, very old, at least 30, 40, 50 years old. They don't make this anymore. But probably really popular was like a Star Wars or $6 Million Man with the Give a Show projector. So Hanna-Barbera cartoons were in this, and we sell things like this on eBay, on Amazon. It would be Stereo Speakers Refurbished of Georgia. And we're going to show you what we did to get all the parts together. This happened last night, that we figured out a way to get this so it's up and running again. And it has little slides in here that the Easy Show projector, like I said, this is old. I mean, this is 1964, I believe, when Kenner started to come out with this. And they probably had, like maybe, I would say, huge fan base of people buying this. 16 new shows were in this box. It's the simplest way for children or adult collectors to watch Hanna-Barbera cartoons. But one is like a slide projector, the Easy Show, Give a Show projector, and then there's the Easy Show, which is more of a motion picture, like if parents would have 8mm, grandfather would have 8mm projector. So just to show you, the pins were actually with this to hold it together, and it comes apart like this, and then there's a piece looks like this. It was all here, but what was missing was there's something inside that keeps the bulb in here. It has a simple focus, manual focus on the projector, and as I said, there's little slides in here of like Adamant, Mighty Mightor, Flintstones, Jetsons, Adamant, things from the 1960s that kids today wouldn't really know about, but children today could probably have fun with this. It operates on 3D batteries, and we finally figured out a way. Let me show you what we improvised with, because there were parts in here, and we contacted the dealer, and he said he would try to find them at a garage sale flea market. He never did. So if you look at this, this is a plastic tube from a magic marker, and what we did is we took the magic marker, the plastic, we experimented with other plastic devices to hold the bulb inside of here, because, you know, my question is, there's a light bulb that goes in here. The bulb that goes in here is a PR3 light bulb. It's just a simple flashlight battery, because what this is just a flashlight, and it shines the light on the wall, and the kids go in the closet or they go in the dark and they turn it on, and it doesn't use electricity, it uses batteries, so it's kid safe. You can't get hurt with this. And anyways, what we learned last night was a way to make it work, because we took the tube like this, and we'll be maybe selling these on eBay for kits. You know, it'd be helpful for you guys that have Give a Show projectors or Easy Show projectors and missing parts. And we took this tube, like the same kind of tube you see in a magic marker, and we got metal inside it, and then we put the light bulb on the end of it, like right here, and then we insert this. It goes inside the chamber of this Easy Show projector. and then it's all plastic, and then the light bulb goes in the end, and then you have to have some kind of metal inside. We use tin foil to run it, jam it packed with steel in here. Conducts electricity to the end, which is right here on this end. And then what we did is we found out that when we put the tube in there, like I said, this is a magic marker tube, just an example, and the light bulb is in there at the end. It fit in there, and then we closed it, and then we put the pins in. I don't have instructions for the Easy Show projector. I've been trying to find on the internet and went to wildtoys.com and Google and a lot of other sites. Could not find any instructions for the Easy Give a Show projector. I do have instructions for Give a Show projector. The pictures move. It's color black and white. And these Give a Show projectors probably go for $25, $50. If it's mint condition like the one I have, somebody would probably try to sell it for $100 at least. I mean, look at the box. The box is like mint. Whoever had this must have kept it in an attic, but or set place safe for 50 years. Then what you do is once you insert the D batteries on the bottom. Here's the D batteries. They look like this. They go on the bottom part. So the D batteries in here. The top part is the cylinder with the metal inside the tube with the light bulb. Light bulb's on the top, batteries on the bottom. You're going to turn this to focus it, and then you flip this switch right here, and that makes the contact, and then you'll see the Give a Show projector work. And I've been trying parts like rubber washers from Home Depot and Lowe's, and it's just not working. And I tried different things like Kodak or Fuji film canisters with rubber ends on it to try to get this Easy Show projector to work. It wouldn't work at all. It was basically trial and error. But anyways, a great investment and a great toy. Kenner, as you know, Kenner made all the toys from Star Wars. When Star Wars came out in 1977, Kenner was the only one that got on the ball. Mattel and Hasbro turned it down. So anyways, here's the Give a Show projector. We got it working now. I'm going to put this away for a minute, and then I'm going to show you the how great this color movies projector is from Kenner. We have all the parts. We have the Give a Show projector. This is a really good condition box. This is color. The one I had as a child was black and white. But inside this box is a little projector that projects film strips that move with the Kenner's Easy Show projector 1966, 1967, 68. And like I said, other people I highly recommend. There's Retro Blast. He does some great videos. 300 videos he has on repairing Star Wars toys. They do great videos. They use Final Cut Studio, I would imagine, by Apple, and I'm going to do that soon. I purchased it. So these videos will get better. Bear with me. We're new at this. We're still photographers, and we were educated in film photography, even though I was also learning wedding photography and how to take pictures of models. So anyways, we have the Kenner Easy Show projector, and we have some film strips, and I put some D batteries in it the other day, and it actually works. I couldn't believe it. And we'll open this up in a minute. But like I said, if you need help with the instruction manual, I have copies of this instruction manual, the Kenner's Easy Show projector. And the Kenner's Easy Show projector is a great toy that kids had the ability to watch movies like their parents, a little bit like the 8mm, 16mm projectors of long ago, before we had DVDs and CD players. So here it is, and you know, for someone to keep this box, look at the condition of this box. It's like mint, and it has all the little color things on the outside of it. Kenner was from, I believe, Ohio, and Kenner, like I said, Kenner was incredible. They did all the Star Wars. I was actually able to meet at this weekend in Atlanta. There'll be Joe Atlanta, which is Toy Atlanta. It's on Facebook. It's on Google. They have their own website. Joe Atlanta is highly recommended this weekend, March 8th, 9th, and 10th in Atlanta. Comic-Con in Atlanta, Comic-Con San Diego. They'll go into toys. Just basically Google toy shows, toy conventions, So here we are looking inside the box. This is in excellent condition. This is the Easy Show projector, and I have the instructions. These are the reels that go with it, and we have it in plastic so that we don't. It's kind of hard to keep these reels together. They're kind of old, but you know, I'm going to show you what it looks like. I can get a shot of this. This is the inside of the box. It's real colorful. It's real beautiful. The film strips are hard to keep together because this is old, and if they break, you can repair them. Film strips are no different. This is very similar to movie projectors that parents and grandparents had from long ago in the 60s and 1970s, but this can be operated by a child, and it uses D batteries. And I think Kenner was so in the imagination with Kenner. You don't see toys like this today. This projector working in a box, mint, would probably go $100 to $200 on eBay or Amazon. And you won't find this at garage sales in this condition. Flea markets, I doubt it. You'd have to go on the internet and search and search. There's another website called OfferUp and Etsy. So let's open up the projector and show you what's in here. The film strips have to be handled meticulously. You can't just take it and open up the projector and just throw it in there and turn it on and put the batteries in there. You have to be very, very careful. You have tiny little hands, tiny little fingers. Probably the girls would be good at this too. So here's the inside of the Kenner Easy Show projector. We showed you the Kenner Give a Show projector a few minutes ago. What we did, this is not missing any parts. The D batteries go on the bottom. I think there's a little more than 3 like the other projector. I think there's 4 D batteries that go in here. If you have corrosion in here, use baking soda and sandpaper to clean it up. If there's corrosion in there, or somebody left the batteries in there like for a year or 2 years. Take the batteries out, throw the batteries away, clean this metal, clean this metal. This is in mint condition. Whoever had this never used this much. But when you basically open it up, and there's a bulb that goes in here, and when you go to the bulb, you replace this bulb with a different bulb, than not the same bulb that's in the Give a Show projector by Kenner. And then once you put the bulb in here, you close this, you put the film reel in here. It goes in this little adjuster right here, and then it kind of winds around and goes back. It's not the same as Super 8 or 8mm because you have to thread it, and then you have to rewind it. This has an auto rewinder on it, so as it's playing it, it's actually rewinding. It's similar to a cassette tape or like an 8-track tape where it just continuously goes in a loop. So anyways, this is what it looks like. This is the other side of it. There's a little crank handle on here. You got to be real careful you don't break the crank handle. I've had to repair these. There's a little end protrudes on here that goes into the cassette reel. So you basically put your reel in here, and this is the reel, what it looks like in the original package, believe it or not. We had Hanna-Barbera cartoons. This color one comes with Archie, Jughead. It came with Smokey the Bear and I think Lancelot Link. So the one I had was black and white, not color. It had Mighty Mightor, Moby Dick. It had great superheroes from Hanna-Barbera days in 1968 with Alex Toth as the illustrator. So that's all you have to do is, if it doesn't work, check your corrosion, check your condition of your batteries, put the batteries in a flashlight. I mean, all this is a giant flashlight, both of these. But this one has moving pictures with the Kenner Easy Show projector. But I have the original. If you contact me on Stereo Speakers Refurbished of Georgia, or at eBay, or look for Stephen Becker Atlanta on Facebook, I have copies of the diagram and the instructions for the Kenner's Easy Show projector. I can mail it to you, send you a copy of it. I sell it sometimes. I have copies of the Motorific, the layout, how to lay the track down with the Motorific. I have the instructions on how to work on the Zeroids. I have been able to obtain instructions and detailed explanation of how to insert the batteries properly in the Zeroids toys, the robots with the Zeroids. I have got instructions on how to work on the, you see above my head, if you can see it, Zeroid action set, the Zeroid missile commander set, the commander set with Zeroids. Kind of hard to find, but we've got all the Zeroids toys, and we're going to learn how to try to possibly make copies somehow, or make probably wood or foam core copies, so we can let everybody enjoy how great these toys were. These toys won't be sold today in anything like what's closed down like Toys R Us. You're not going to see a toy like this in places like Walmart or Target or KV Toys. I don't even know if they're around anymore. They just don't make toys like this anymore. So collectors love this stuff. Like I said, I've got 2 copies of the original instructions that go with the Easy Show projector. I was really lucky. I was a child. I was born in the 60s. I got to see all this cool stuff with Mattel and the Barbies and the Major Matt Mason and the G.I. Joe come about when it first was invented. I was probably 5 years old at the time. Why do I keep this in plastic? If something spills on this, it'd be really hard to repair this box or take care of the box. So I'd highly recommend, if you're a serious collector, keep it in plastic. That's what I do, because it won't get damaged. It gets wet. It won't go to the point where I'll have to try to find another box. Finding the box is half the battle. Finding the box, a complete box, a box like the boxes I got here from these really nice people on Amazon, eBay, and learning how to repair the toys from Analog Toys is a great guy from Australia. Analog Toys, and the folks over at wildtoys.com with John explaining how to repair your Major Matt Mason toys. I'd highly recommend you Google wildtoys.com, and the folks at Retro Blasting, guys rock. I mean, I can't believe the 300 videos you have on all the stuff about the toys in this 1970s and 80s. I think he mostly does 1980s. He wasn't born in the 60s like I was. But this Give It Show projector, if you can find one, there's a lot of people on eBay selling these. And like I said, we've learned how to find the parts to make it work with the Easy Show projector. This is like a slide projector, battery operated. And anyways, we're going to, like I said, we keep these on shelves so that they stay nice, and we put plastic around them. I recommend the plastic so that also the sunlight is pretty harsh on these boxes, and keep it in a climate contained room if you can. This is the Zeroids again, and we have been doing measurements and doing drawings from the Zeroids. This is the Missile Commander action set from Zeroids. What's incredible about the Easy Show projector was $5 in 1968, 1964. $5, you don't throw the box away. I mean, the box is a carrying case, basically. And the same thing with the Motorific. It had a handle on it. I'll show you the mini Motorific in a minute. But these toys are unbelievable how cool they are. I grew up with these toys, the Zeroids. I had Zobar. There's 3 to 4 different robots with the Zeroids. You can find these on eBay. I'll show you and help you how to explain how to repair them. There's one motor that goes in the same motor that's made in Japan or Hong Kong. That electronic motor is like the same motor you almost see in your alternator in your car. It was highly quality. It was made in Hong Kong or made in Japan, but the Japan motors, they didn't make motors in the United States. They just made the plastic like this. And the Zeroids would go up the ramp like this, and then what he'd do is when he'd go up the ramp, there were missiles that go on the end of this, and I'll show you the missiles real quick. The missiles would actually, believe it or not, would fire. There's 3 missiles on the end of this Zeroids toy. This is the Missile Commanders, and we have 3 of them, and the missiles go on the end of this. I don't know if you can see this. I'll try to show this as good as I can. These missiles fire. And space toys, any kind of action toys with the space race, the Russians and the Americans trying to get to the moon. You know, here's a G.I. Joe 12-inch showing you how big the G.I. Joes when they first came out in 1964. G.I. Joe was my childhood. You know, G.I. Joe was incredible because it had all these movements of the legs and arms, and it had it was different than the Barbie doll. They don't call this dolls for boys with the G.I. Joe. They call it action figures, 12-inch. And then later they went to 3.5-inch or 3.75 because Star Wars went to the smaller size. And when you're building these rocket ships, spaceships, airplanes, how could you build a 12-inch figure like this with G.I. Joe and have